of meal prepping, dishes, bottle washing, doing my get it done routine that I do on the weekends. But I need some lunch, and it's just me here. My baby and my husband are off running a few errands. We try to split our duties and chores on the weekends, and it's just easier to get a lot of meal prep done very quickly when baby is with daddy. So let's make some lunch together. It's just you and me. And this is a really inexpensive lunch that I've been enjoying. I think the cost of it is like right around 50 cents. I'm gonna show you a couple different options, but the option I'm having today is around 50 cents. It's one of my favorites, so let's go. Before I start, I'm pretty certain the potatoes are finished. So we're gonna check on those. Perfection. We're gonna get some seasoning on these, and then we're gonna start with lunch. I'm using the Auntie Nono's everything seasoning, and these are just russet potatoes that I roasted in some olive oil, and they're gonna be a great addition to lunches this week. Let's start on my lunch. I'm obsessed with pasta right now, utterly obsessed. I have it multiple times a week, but I try to just have it once a day, if that makes sense. I have goals. I have just goals in general. Not that pasta is bad, but I do feel like I could eat it every meal, and I need variety. That's the only reason I don't. So we're going to put some water in this pot, get it on the stovetop, and make some pasta. For 50 cents a lunch, I hope you put this in your arsenal and use it at any time when you want to cut back on your grocery budget, save some money, or just have a cheap meal that tastes really good, because that's literally my goal today. To the stove. I show up here real life every week now because I am not about to set the stage of like a show, like clean my whole kitchen and present to you like this is a cooking show. This is my life. This is what I'm doing. This is how I cook, and I know this is how your guys' life is, so that's why I've just been kind of just filming as is, and I've been really enjoying it. I've already made this lunch a couple of times in the last couple weeks. Like I said, I'm obsessed with this lunch. I sometimes will add more protein to this, but I'm just going for an overall protein number for the day. So I did just have a protein shake because I just worked out. So I'm okay with just having like basically carbs, but I'll show you, like I said, some different options, give you some ideas to amp this meal up if you want to add more protein in it. But I did have one of these meals yesterday, same time, same thing for lunch, and I shared it with my baby. So these are frozen vegetables, and it's already open. This cost me $1 for the bag. Sometimes it's $1.25, and I believe there's 4 servings. So I already took a serving out of here, so that gives me 3 servings left. So I'm breaking down the cost, if you will. So $1 for this, but I'm only using a quarter of a serving, 25 cents. Yesterday I cleaned out my pantry, and now everything's nice and organized. And this is like my ramen bin. Now I just kind of wanted to go over some different ramens that I have to share with you to give you guys different options, but I'm going with the cheapest option. These are 4 for $1, and this is my favorite flavor. Ooh. Top ramen, soy, so good. I'm actually not gonna use the flavor packet with these just because recently they've just been too salty for me, and I've come up with a better sauce, if you will, like a better seasoning. 25 cents, I get them in a pack of 4, so $2 for 4 lunches. That's 50 cents a lunch. And this is like pretty calorie dense too. So again, you can add different proteins to it if you want to. You could add tofu if you want. You could add some eggs. Eggs right now are $1 million a dozen. But again, just an option for 50 cents for a lunch, like, and it's freaking delicious. The ramen place we go to, it's $14 for a bowl of ramen. Is it fancier than the one I'm gonna make? Yes, it's so much fancier, but this one's just as good. 2 ingredients, 50 cents, but let me give you some more options if you wanna amp this up and kind of make it fancier, if you will. You could obviously do a different type of vegetable. I have other frozen vegetables on hand. I have like the broccoli, cauliflower, carrot, squash melody, which we really like, but I'm using this one just because I've recently really enjoyed the variety of it. Runaway pea. If you are plant-based, this is an option that is really, really delicious. They have different seasonings, but if you notice, it does say plant-based. And yes, 23 grams of protein. They are 100% plant-based. They are really delicious. I had them in a full day of eating not too long ago. So if you want to amp this up and add a full protein without adding tofu or eggs or chicken or beef or whatever it is that you eat for protein, you could even do like edamame. That would be really good. We've done it with boca burgers. But if you want to do just a really simple ramen, boil the ramen, add some vegetables, this is a really great option. I will link these down below. I get them on Amazon, but I do know that Whole Foods has them, Sprouts has them, and like select grocery retailers, so you might want to check your grocery store. They'd be in like the specialty food section. These are really, really good and super flavorful. I don't think technically this is a ramen, but it's so good. I will also link this one down below. Just a different option. This makes it taste more like the ramen place that we get versus the Top Ramen. They're very, very different flavors. I would say this ramen tastes more like Top Ramen in the texture and like taste and seasoning. A little bit like higher end, but this one is more of like a noodle that we get at the ramen place. The flavoring packet is so good. My favorite way to make this one is with tofu, mushrooms, and then add a frozen vegetable to it. But I love it with mushrooms. It's so good. The broth is amazing. It has like a soy and scallion packet in it. Oh, chef's kiss. I can link these down below too if you haven't had them. They're like the in-between. Top Ramen's the cheapest, then this one, and then the protein ramen. But this one with mushrooms and tofu, oh my gosh, you need to try it. We're gonna wait for our water to boil, and then we're gonna drop our ramen in and get started. I want to share with you this tip really quick in case you don't already do this. So I saw this on TikTok. You probably already do this. I don't know. If you are reusing frozen vegetables that don't have like the resealable pouch, only the big ones that I buy, like the really, really big packs have that. You cut it like an envelope. So you just like cut like this, and then you fold it over, and then you clip it. I'm not even kidding. It is the most helpful thing ever. It's like the littlest thing, but I love it. And then I just store it face up like this in my crisper in my freezer. And I love it. I love it so much. So thought I'd share that tip with you. Since I always have people fighting in the comments about this, I wanted to point this out. Vegetarian. This is the one that's vegetarian. They also have like a chili flavored one by Top Ramen. I know there's another ramen company. I don't know if there's a vegetarian. I get the vegetarian ones. People argue about this in the comments. Every time I share this ramen, they're like, that's not vegetarian. That has beef in it. No, it's not. So there you go. And I'm not using the seasoning packet. So we're gonna get rid of this and boil our noodles for 3 minutes. When it has been about 1.5 minutes, about halfway through, I add the vegetables. I know a lot of you do this too. I get a lot of comments. People are like, yes, I do this all the time, different veggies. It's just a really good way to add veggies to ramen for really cheap. And the frozen ones I find have the best texture, unless I'm just doing like mushrooms or even edamame, but that's frozen too. I love edamame with ramen. I wish I had some in the freezer right now. I need to add it to my grocery list. So I leave my ramen in a sheet. What do you guys do? I see people that cut it when it comes out. I see people that crunch it up before they put it into the hot water. I'd love to know what you guys do. But we're gonna let this cook for a little bit. As you can see, the vegetables kind of cooled down the boil a little bit. No worries, it's still gonna be done in 3 minutes. Like I said, I don't like the seasoning packet, so I go in with my own soy sauce. Reduced sodium soy sauce is my favorite. I love the one from Trader Joe's. It's so flavorful, and I do add a lot, but I love it so much. Also, can someone tell me why soy sauce is like always dark? Is it to like hide the light or something? Please comment down below and let me know, because I always am curious and never actually Google it, but then I can't see how much is left. So if you know, comment down below. All right, here's my secret ingredient. Trust me on this, it has to be this one. It has to be. This hot sauce, so good. I know that's like kind of fusion, you know, like, I don't know, it's so good. And I let it sit for a little bit because it's so hot. You can add more broth if you want to. I have a ramen spoon. I use a ramen spoon and a fork, but here is my lunch. Now, I get a lot of comments about why I don't include a seasoning in the cost. You could definitely include a 5 cents for the seasoning if you want to. But these aren't something I buy every single week. And seasonings, just because of like the way the algorithm works, I don't include that into my cost. So you don't have to use seasoning. You can just use the seasoning packet that it comes with. That's fine. And most people have, you know, different kinds of sauces and seasonings on hand in the refrigerator. A lot of people have condiments. So I don't include those in the cost, but here's my 50-cent meal. I think this ramen has like 4 grams of protein in it. So it's not completely protein free, but I'm gonna dig into this when it cools for a little bit. The broth is my absolute favorite thing because of this. So please give it a try and then let me know what you think. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen making my lunch. I'm so happy you were here. I gotta get back to the meal prep that I'm finishing. The broccoli should be done and I have my ramen cooling that I'm gonna enjoy. Kind of why I'm finishing. If you're wondering what's going in these, because I know someone's gonna ask, I'm gonna do a bunch of roasted tofu. Just to do a bunch of quick, easy meals for the week. I got 9 meals for lunches knocked out just like that for me and my husband, which is awesome, which carries us through most of the week. So I only have 9 containers, not 10, which is why I only do 9. But we obviously need 10 lunches, but often, at least once a week, I'll go out for lunch with like work. So there we have it. Thank you for spending my lunch hour with me, if you will, as my day off. And today I'm playing stay-at-home mom, but my baby's out doing errands. Anyways, thank you for being here. I enjoyed having you in my kitchen. Thank you for coming to my real life cooking session, and I'll see you soon in a new video. Bye.